Paul Heyman betrays both Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Who is Randy Orton now facing at WrestleMania 41? Cody Rhodes lacks intensity on WWE TV. Brock Lesnar legitimately retired from WWE. A controversial star leaks why WWE didn't sign him. Triple H's management style behind the scenes in question. A top AEW star wants to return to WWE. Gunther sends yet another bloody threat. Let's dive right in. Who is Randy Orton now facing at WrestleMania 41? Randy Orton was all set to take on Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 41, but that plan's been thrown out the window. Owens broke the news on the latest SmackDown that a nasty neck injury means he's done for now, surgery's on the horizon, and he won't be stepping into the ring anytime soon. Orton didn't take it well, slamming SmackDown GM Nick Aldis with an RKO in a fit of rage after hearing his big match was off. So, who's next for the Viper? Here's where things might go. Number 1, crashing the United States Championship fight. Get ready for this. Jacob Fatu earned his shot at the United States Championship by outlasting Braun Strowman in a brutal last man standing match on SmackDown. He's set to face LA Knight for the gold at WrestleMania 41. Orton could show up on SmackDown this week, say sorry to Aldis for the RKO, and beg for a spot in the match. Aldis might let it slide, seeing how messed up things got with Owens, and throw Orton into the mix. A legend like him jumping in would make this title fight absolutely wild. Number 2, joining the Intercontinental Championship chaos. Over on the other side, Braun Breaker's been unstoppable as Intercontinental Champion, shutting down Finn Balor and Penta lately. Word is he's defending against Penta, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor at WrestleMania 41. With Owens out, WWE might shake things up and slide Orton into this already stacked match. He'd bring some serious firepower, and it could spark a killer showdown with Breaker down the road. Two tough guys ready to tear it apart. Number 3, main event Madness Night. One's main event is a triple threat showdown with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. Punk dropped a bombshell on SmackDown, saying Paul Heyman's in his corner, not Reigns, thanks to a favor from Survivor Series 2024. Owens' injury might push WWE to switch gears and add Orton, turning it into a fatal four-way. He's got beef with all three. Reigns from the Bloodline days, Rollins from past wars, and Punk from way back. The crowd would go nuts for Orton crashing this party. Number 4, revenge on Logan Paul. On Raw, Logan Paul's been locked in a feud with AJ Styles after Styles saved comedian Andrew Schultz from a beatdown. They're booked for a one-on-one at WrestleMania 41. Last year, Paul got the better of Orton and Owens in a triple threat. Orton might be itching to settle that score with the Maverick. WWE could toss him into the match, making it a triple threat. It'd give Orton a shot at payback and keep Styles in the fight. High stakes and bad blood all around. Number 5, referee twist in the big title match. John Cena punched his ticket to face Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41 after winning the Elimination Chamber. Things got ugly on Raw when Rhodes hit Cena with a crossroads during their promo. Orton's got a long history with Cena. They've been rivals forever, and he's been hinting at wanting Rhodes' title lately. WWE might name him special guest referee, adding a twist that'd have everyone guessing. Will he play it straight, or flip the script and go bad? It'd make the main event electric. Right now, there's no official word on Orton's opponent. Posts on X are throwing Solo Sikoa's name around, tied to their bloodline drama, but nothing's confirmed. With WrestleMania 41 closing in, SmackDown or Raw this week might spill the beans. Orton's a game changer. Any of these could be a show stealer. Cody Rhodes lacks intensity on WWE TV. Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion, has been missing that raw edge lately, and it's got people talking. He's barreling toward a massive showdown with John Cena at WrestleMania after Cena turned heel and crushed him at Elimination Chamber. But former WWE star EC3 thinks Cody's promos just aren't hitting hard enough. On a recent episode of Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Outlaws, EC3 pointed out that Cody's been too soft, wondering why he's not fired up after Cena's brutal betrayal. With Triple H running the show now, EC3 can't figure out where the problem's coming from, creative or Cody himself. This is what's upsetting about it too. You're talking about if Vince was there, where he got into the realm of baby faces have to smile. Who's calling the shots now? Creatively. Triple H in theory. You have John Cena, you have Cody Rhodes. They get it. Come on, they're there. They get it at the highest level. So it's like, where's that disconnect that Cody is coming out smiling and slapping hands and not having intensity? Is it from him? Is it from creative? Because creative and Triple H should know. Don't smile. He kicked you in the balls and he made you a bloody mess. So I just wonder where that mandate is coming from. Things shifted a bit on the latest Raw. Cody finally showed some fight. Cena tried to jump him again, but the American Nightmare turned the tables, slamming him down with a crossroads. Maybe that spark's starting to catch after all. Brock Lesnar legitimately retired from WWE. Brock Lesnar's future in WWE is a big question mark right now, and whispers of retirement are swirling. The Beast incarnate last stepped into the ring at SummerSlam 2023, taking a loss to Cody Rhodes to give him a major boost. Fans were hyped for his comeback at Royal Rumble 2024, but everything flipped when Janelle Grant's lawsuit against Vince McMahon dropped, hinting at Lesnar's involvement. At first, he wasn't named, but WWE hit pause on all his plans anyway. Then, in early 2025, Grant's legal team updated the lawsuit and pointed the finger directly at Brock, making things even messier. Now, there's a rumor tearing at fans' hearts. Lesnar might have called it quits for good, and some say he's even admitted it himself, though nothing's set in stone. A fan on social media recently stirred the pot, claiming he bumped into the 47-year-old star and asked about his WWE return. According to the fan, Lesnar flat out said he's done with wrestling and won't be back in the Stamford-based company anytime soon. Problem is, that post vanished, so there's no way to double-check if it's legit. Still, with the lawsuit hanging over him, it's not hard to see why Brock might be stuck. WWE's been rolling along just fine without him, and bringing him back could spark a backlash from fans upset about the company's stance on the Janelle Grant drama. On top of that, WWE's legal team hasn't given the green light for Lesnar to return, which only fuels the retirement talk. Digging deeper, it turns out Brock's been ready to walk away before. Back in 2020, after dropping the WWE Championship to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 36, he thought he was done. That match went down in an empty warehouse thanks to the COVID-19 lockdown, and for Lesnar, it felt like the end of the road. I actually retired when COVID hit, and my contract was up in 2020, I think. So, full circle Brock Lesnar story. I had my first pro wrestling match in Hamel, Minnesota, in a garage in front of no people. And 20 years later, in the WWE Heavyweight Champion of the World, had my last wrestling match in a warehouse in front of no people. So, 20 years, full cycle, full revolution. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'm out, Lesnar said. He was set to hang up his boots after that, but Vince McMahon wasn't ready to let him go. Brock spilled the beans on the Michael Kay show, saying Vince personally called him back. When he returned, he switched up his look, beard, ponytail, cowboy hat, and took on a fresh vibe. He clashed with Roman Reigns, snagged his 6th WWE Championship by beating Big E and 3 others at Day 1 in 2022 and kept the crowd roaring, but things shifted when he turned heel, attacking Cody Rhodes in 2023, leading to their SummerSlam showdown. After that, he was supposed to face Gunther, but the lawsuit derailed everything. Now, there's no word on when or if he'll be back, and it's looking more and more like Brock's already walked away for good. Fans are still holding out for an official word from WWE or Lesnar himself to settle the debate. Until then, it's all up in the air. Retirement, legal holdup, or both. A controversial star leaks why WWE didn't sign him. Matt Riddle, a name that stirred up plenty of noise in WWE, recently spilled the beans on why the company didn't sign him at first. He burst onto the scene in 2018 with NXT, tearing it up for a couple of years before hitting the main roster. There, he teamed up with Randy Orton as RK Bro, winning over the crowd as a laid-back powerhouse. But Riddle's time in WWE wasn't smooth sailing. He got multiple warnings and suspensions for breaking the wellness policy. The final straw? A wild incident at JFK Airport where he accused an officer of sexual assault, only for reports to say he was drunk at the time. Soon after, he was out the door. Now, in a chat with Marcus Buff Bagwell at WrestleCon Indianapolis, Riddle opened up about his rocky start with WWE, revealing a failed drug test kept him out years earlier. WWE, I started wrestling on the indies. I had a trial super early on, and they were super high on me. But because I failed a drug test, and even back when I did this trial, cannabis was still kind of taboo. Even in America, there's still legal places and medically growing, but still a little taboo. And they said, we're gonna pass on you. He didn't stop there. Riddle shared that even New Japan sniffed around but backed off once they dug into his past. So I just wrestled the indies, and I just said, I'll just become undeniable so you don't have a choice. And then eventually I just kept wrestling. New Japan offered me something. The same thing. Hey, your UFC thing. And I was like, well, a lot of people would give up now, but I'm going to keep going and grinding. With his MMA roots, Riddle brought real fight cred to the ring, pulling off jaw-dropping moves with ease. But wrestling's a different beast, and he learned that fast. In a fresh sit-down with Kevin Kellam, he admitted that switching from MMA to wrestling threw him off at first. He could nail the flips and slams, but connecting with the crowd, that was the real challenge. I'll say this, Mike, when I got into pro wrestling, I was like, I can hit all these moves and execute them and do them sick. But if you're not connecting with the audience or telling a story or registering certain things and really making a connection with the audience, you're not wrestling, you're just doing moves. So I think that the hardest part for me to connect with was that. So when I started, I was like, I got this. And then I just felt so awkward walking out and I didn't know what to do. Eventually, I came into my own. Triple H's management style behind the scenes in question. Triple H's way of running things behind the scenes has folks talking, and former WWE star EC3 recently pulled back the curtain. Before Triple H took over WWE's creative reins as chief content officer, he was the big boss of NXT, shaping the next generation of stars. When Vince McMahon stepped away, Triple H grabbed the wheel, steering WWE to massive wins, record-breaking ticket sales, hot merchandise, and global showdowns with premium live events all over the map. On a fresh episode of The Wrestling Outlaws, EC3 shared how Triple H worked with him in NXT. He said the game gave him room to breathe creatively since his character was already solid by his second run. But when it came to NXT TakeOver entrances, Triple H turned into a hands-on mastermind, even showing the stars exactly how to strut their stuff. When I came back, I had the established thing already. So it was kind of, I don't want to say hands-off, but like it was known. He added, "I'm writing something about Triple H. I'm talking about how in NXT TakeOvers, if there were dramatic entrances, he would do it how he wants the guy or girl to do it. He would come out, do their thing, and rehearse their entrance." And here's the kicker. Triple H's legacy just got bigger. He's headlining the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2025, with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker announcing his induction. From the ring to the office, the game's leaving his mark, and everyone's got an opinion on how he's doing it. A top AEW star wants to return to WWE. One of AEW's heaviest hitters has dropped a bombshell. A return to WWE isn't off the table. Chris Jericho, a cornerstone of AEW since it kicked off, is a name that still echoes through WWE history. Fans see him as one of the all-time greats. At Horror Rock and WrestleFest 2025, Jericho got real about his future, saying he'd think about going back to WWE. But it's not a sure thing. It all hinges on where life takes him next. I would have considered a return to WWE before things changed. Once again, there are two teams you can play on, which is amazing, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to take a chance and go to AEW in the first place. It was a real gamble. Of course, I would consider going back there, WWE. I would also consider not going back there too. It just depends on what the situation is and what's going on with me at the time. Jericho's WWE resume is stacked. He's still the king of the Intercontinental Championship with 9 reigns, plus 6 world titles, 4 WWE Tag Team belts, and 2 United States Championships across 3 epic runs. Whether he stays with AEW or steps back into WWE, the wrestling world's holding its breath to see what Y2J does next. Gunther sends yet another bloody threat. The Usos, real-life brothers and tag team legends in WWE, just got a chilling message from Gunther. On the latest Raw, the ring general went after Jimmy Uso with a vengeance, leaving him a bloody wreck while Jey Uso could only watch, helpless. It all started when Gunther faced Jimmy in a one-on-one match, still steaming from a slap Jimmy landed on him backstage the week before. With Jey tied to the ropes, unable to step in, Gunther tore into Jimmy, turning the ring into a war zone. When it was over, Jimmy was a mess, and Gunther didn't stop there. He took to social media to rub it in. "What hell looks like," wrote Gunther. Their dad, Rikishi, isn't happy about any of it. On the Off the Top podcast, the Bloodline veteran said he wished Jimmy had stayed out of Jey's fight with Gunther. He didn't hold back about how he felt seeing his son get smashed. "I'm sure that, Big Jim got a lot of fans out there, brother. But, as of right now, we just seen Big Jim basically got his AO handed to him by Gunther. I'm kind of upset about this, man. Hell, if I was there, I would have probably bust Gunther's head over with a crawfish. That was just unnecessary. Let Jey fight his own battle. That's what I'm saying. Big Jim don't have to come save his brother." Now, Jey Uso's got his eyes locked on Gunther's WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. The Heat Masters won plenty of tag team gold with his brother, but as a solo star, his only prize so far was a short stint with the Intercontinental title last year. This match could be his shot to finally grab that first world championship and step out of the tag team shadow. Gunther's made it personal. Jey's got every reason to come out swinging. Paul Heyman betrays both Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman have been a powerhouse duo, but that bond's about to get rocked at WrestleMania 41. Night one's main event is shaping up to be a wild triple threat clash with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Reigns, and it's already got the wrestling world on edge. On the latest SmackDown, Punk dropped a bombshell that flipped everything upside down. Paul Heyman, the Wiseman, is ditching the tribal chief to stand in his corner at WrestleMania. It's a jaw-dropping betrayal for Reigns, and it's setting the stage for some serious chaos. The crowd went wild seeing Heyman pick Punk, but how long will that loyalty last? Reigns has been Heyman's guy for years, but maybe it's time for the Wiseman to switch things up. He's been singing the praises of young stars lately, especially Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker. The two have been tight backstage, with Heyman pushing the 27-year-old to shine, and it's showing on TV. Imagine this. Breaker drops his title on night one, and right after, Heyman steps out to name him his new client. Then, boom, Breaker storms the triple threat match, laying out Punk, Reigns, and Rollins with bone-crushing spears, letting everyone know he's Heyman's new wrecking ball. Heyman's no stranger to playing both sides. Back in 2022, he ditched Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble, handing the win to Bobby Lashley, only to reveal it was all a trick to stick with Reigns. Could he pull the same move here? Picture Heyman turning on Punk mid-match at WrestleMania, helping Reigns instead, and leaving fans speechless as both go full bad guy. That could ignite a monster feud between Punk and Reigns, giving the WWE Universe a rivalry they've been dreaming of. But wait, there's more. WWE loves a good curveball, and Seth Rollins could steal the show. While Punk and Reigns are busy slugging it out over Heyman, the Visionary might swoop in and snag the Wiseman for himself. Rollins has pulled off sneaky genius moves before, and with Punk and Reigns distracted, he could flip the script. What if Heyman and Rollins then team up with The Rock and John Cena? That'd be a faction for the ages, shaking up wrestling history. The triple threat's already stacked with twists, but Heyman's next play is the real wild card. The WWE Universe is on pins and needles waiting to see what he's got up his sleeve for Punk, Reigns, and Rollins.